A rapper from Conway was in jail last night, arrested on federal and weapons charges. 27-year-old Bankroll Freddie, or Freddie Gladney, was arrested during a traffic stop Thursday in Marion. During a search of his truck, police found a gun, 21 pounds of marijuana, and 171 grams of prescription sedative. Freddie was booked into the Crittenden County Detention Center on state drug and weapons charges and held for FBI on equivalent federal charges.
Massive arrests in Little Rock and Pine Bluff, all on federal drug and weapons charges. This comes from operations involving more than a dozen federal, state, and local agencies. Our Samantha Boyd was at that press conference earlier when those indictments were announced. And Samantha, they're calling this a monumental takedown.
Laura, they are. It was a massive bust that was led by a massive team of investigators. More than a dozen federal, state, and local agencies are part of these ongoing operations, working to address the pipeline of crime from Pine Bluff to Little Rock.
Last night was a restless night for hundreds of law enforcement officers that supported this multi-state, multi-jurisdictional operation. 45 arrests made Wednesday morning and 80 people indicted on federal firearm and drug trafficking charges. The U.S. Attorney's Office calling it a monumental takedown.
The most violent offenders, the most violent groups, in the most violent places. These are our priorities.
The charges all coming as a result of 3 federal operations, all trying to cap what authorities say is a pipeline of crime from Pine Bluff to Little Rock.
We're all in the business of saving lives. That's exactly what we did today.
Agencies all crediting their work to Detective Kevin Collins of Pine Bluff Police Department. Collins was shot and killed serving an arrest warrant that was part of these operations back in 2020. Bankroll Freddie was one of those arrested today on drug trafficking and firearm charges. Indictments show he was part of one of the gang investigations by the FBI. He and many others arrested today are being held at the Pulaski County Detention Center waiting to appear in court. The U.S. Attorney's Office says there are still 27 fugitives who have not been arrested yet, but they're working to get them into custody over the next few days. Reporting live in studio, Samantha Boyd, KRK 4 News.
Yo, 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 it's Big Ant the Spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in real quick on Bankroll Freddie. Now, Helena, Conway, Arkansas artist caught up in what y'all seen right here, the federal indictment. The first video was the charges he caught back earlier this year in April, where they said he had the 21 pounds and the other narcotics and the gun in the car, which now has led to him being tied up in this federal arrest. Now, I'm going to break it all down and keep it simple, and I'm going to read the write-up in just a second. I'm going to have all the links in the description. Basically, what did happen is they didn't put all these crimes going on, gangs going on, and situations going on in multiple towns and cities in Arkansas is one big investigation and crime bust. Methamphetamine, fentanyl, everything of that nature mixed with the gang banging, the rival gangs, and they got it all in the write-up, which y'all saw that cop that got killed. State police, local, and federal, all in one. Now, I've talked about this before in other videos where they do the same thing in New York, where they actually help each other out. Hey, we'll come on y'all for a violent gang bust. Y'all come and help us trade information. Let's all work together because they got the same common goal. Now, Bankroll Freddie, his big hit, Drip Like This, turned him up a couple years ago. Young Dolph Lil Baby was going crazy in the streets. Eventually became a likable person in hip-hop. We rocking with him. Seemed like he gave off good energy, most definitely. But in their eyes, he gonna be the face of this, when he really ain't even the main target and everything like that from what I'm reading up. And they got the actual documents, as I told y'all before, in here where we can watch in real time, the actual court paperwork that you can actually see. And I'm gonna say innocent until proven guilty, but this is a part of the streets. When you dive in that water, this is what you low-key signing up for as a possibility. You signing up for getting tied up in a RICO charge when you start playing big, making money. But you could go federal on some petty things too. Hey, it ain't got to be no $1 million crime scheme or have 80 members or 70 members or 30 members for it to go federal. But the write-up is saying this right here. And Arkansas's rapper Freddie Gladney III, known as Bankroll Freddie, was arrested in Jonesboro as part of a federal drug and gun roundup conducted across the state Wednesday morning. According to court documents, Bankroll Freddie and his father, Freddie Gladney Jr., were arrested by U.S. Marshals as part of the roundup, which netted 45 wanted people. The court documents state the rapper and his father conspired with dozens of others to traffic drugs and guns between Arkansas and Texas, California, Arizona, Georgia, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Oklahoma, and face a combined total of 16 federal charges. 2 FBI operations focused on 2 rival gangs in Arkansas, including the Everybody Killers Gang, EBK, and the Lodi Murder Mob Gang. A third operation, which was led by the Drug Enforcement Administration, the DEA, began in 2021 when the DEA found methamphetamine and fentanyl dealers in central Arkansas with connections to several states. Pine Bluff Police Detective Kevin Collins was shot and killed in October 2020 while serving a warrant on an EBK member. The DOJ said Collins was assisting federal agents with the investigation into the gangs at the same time of his death. The information obtained from Collins' work allowed federal agents to get 12 wiretaps through June of 2022, allowing law enforcement to prevent planned crimes and leading to the arrest of Bankroll Freddie, his father, and others. Law enforcement began their arrest early November 9th by searching for 72 people indicted for federal crimes, including the Gladneys. And as I said before, times have changed. They have the actual court documents, the indictment paperwork, all on the internet on these websites where you can look it up and read it detail for detail, play by play. You kill a cop that is actually working with the feds to get information, you can better rest assured the whole thing is gonna come down. That's how it go. And you got the name Everybody Killers on your crew name, your team, your organization, it ain't gonna work out for you. Just keeping it all the way 1,000. Get your money, stay out the way. The violence, the crime, the murder, that's what they coming for, because that gives them the justifiable reason to take you down. Methamphetamine, fentanyl, these are dangerous drugs. This fentanyl is taking people out with the speck of it. They taking you off the streets. That's just what it is. So whether you was touching it or not, the way these feds work, hey, you was claiming the same thing they was claiming. You repping this, you repping that. Now Bankroll Freddie, turned up rapper, became a likable person through his interviews, his social media presence and everything like that. People rocked with Bankroll. Didn't seem like he was being a negative guy, caught up in the midst of some stuff, but he's gonna be the face of it because he's the rapper. This storyline sells more because we have a rapper that's tied up into it. And not to mention, he's part of QC. And they just lost Takeoff, condolences Takeoff. This is how the game is gonna go every time once you start mixing drug dealing, murder, and everything together. It ain't gonna never work out for you. I know some people is raised up in these situations, but if you got the choice, man, make sure you stay out the way with it, bro. I'm gonna tell you just like this. I'd advise you to try to make it legal and try to stay out the way, and I'm gonna say innocent till proven guilty, but we shall see. I'll keep y'all updated. Tell me what y'all think. We got more shit coming, more videos, all that. 1,000. Stay on your pivot.